Okay, page 7, Refuge in Bodhicitta. In the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest, to aid all may I become Buddha. In the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest, to aid all may I become Buddha. In the Buddha's Dharma and Sangha, until enlightened I seek refuge, through merit from giving and the rest, to aid all may I become Buddha. May all sentient beings have happiness and its causes. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all sentient beings never be parted from sorrowless bliss. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from bias, attachment, and hatred. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, subduer of the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer of the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. To the founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you the completely and fully awakened one, endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, subduer of the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. When, O Supreme, among humans you were born on this earth, you paced out 7 strides, then said, I am supreme in this world. To you who are wise, then I prostrate. With pure bodies, form supremely pure, wisdom ocean like a golden mountain, fame that blazes in the 3 worlds, winner of the best, Lord, to you I prostrate. With the supreme signs, face like spotless moon, color like gold, to you I prostrate. Dust free like you, the 3 worlds are not. Incomparably wise one, to you I prostrate. The Savior having great compassion, the Founder having all understanding, the field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean, to you the one gone to thusness I prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the lower realms, the one path, the sublime pure reality, to the Dharma that pacifies I prostrate. Those who are liberated and who also show the path to liberation, the holy field qualified with realizations, who are devoted to the moral precepts, to you the sublime community intending virtue I prostrate. Homage to the Supreme Buddha, homage to the Dharma refuge, homage to the great Sangha, to all 3 ever devout homage, to all worthy of respect, bowing with bodies as many as all realms, atoms, and all aspects. The supreme faith I pay homage. Do not commit any non-virtuous actions. Perform only perfect virtuous actions. Subdue your mind thoroughly. This is the teaching of the Buddha. A star, a mirage, the flame of a lamp, an illusion, a drop of dew or a bubble, a dream of lightning, a cloud. See conditioned things as such. Through these merits may sentient beings attain the rank of all-seeing, subdue the foe of faults, and be delivered from samsara's ocean, perturbed by the waves of aging, sickness, and death. From Tushita's hundreds of God's protector's heart, To tip of this fresh, pure white heap, curd like cloud, Olo Sang Dragpa, Dharma's omniscient King, pray come to this place with your disciples. In space ahead, on lion throne, lotus and moon, venerable Guru, smile brightly with delight. Pray stay hundreds of eons to spread doctrine as supreme merit field for my mind of faith. Your wisdom mind sees full range of knowables. Your eloquent speech adorns fortunate ears. Your beauteous body, famed glory outstanding. Homage to you, worthwhile to think of, hear and see. Pleasant offerings of water, various flowers, fragrant incense, light perfume, and so on. Oceans of offerings set out and envisioned, offered up to you, supreme field of merit, non-virtue committed with body, speech, and mind, which I have heaped up since beginning last time, especially what has contradicted three vows. Each I confess from my heart with strong regret. In time of strife you strove to learn and practice, shunned eight mundane concerns, made life essence-full. O protector from depths of our hearts, we rejoice in your powerful great deeds. Venerable Gurus, from love and wisdom, clouds densely massed in your Dharmakaya sky, pray loose a rain of vast, profound Dharma on fields of disciples just as needed. May whatever virtue that I've here gathered bring benefit to all beings and doctrine, and may it make venerable Losang Dragpa's essential teaching specially shine forever. Migmate say where ter chen chen raising, dream kien pei wang po jang pe yang, du pung ma lu don te sang wei duck, gang chen ke pei su gian song kappa, lo zang drag pai of body, speech, and mind. O glorious and precious root Guru, pray take seat of lotus at my heart, caring for me with your great kindness. Bestow attainments common and supreme. O glorious and precious root Guru, pray take seat of lotus at my heart, caring for me with your great kindness, until supreme awakening remain steadfast. Homage to the exalted three jewels. Thus have I heard at one time the Blessed One was dwelling in Rajagriha on Vulture Mountain, together with a great assembly of monks and a great assembly of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Blessed One was absorbed in the concentration of countless aspects of phenomena called profound illumination. At that very time, the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, was looking perfectly at the practice of profound perfection of wisdom, perfectly looking at the emptiness of inherent existence of the five aggregates also. Then, through the power of the Buddha, the Venerable Sariputra said to the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, how should a child of lineage train who wished to engage in the practice of profound perfection of wisdom? Thus he spoke, and the superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, replied to the Venerable Sariputra as follows. Sariputra, whichever son or daughter of the lineage wished to engage in the practice of profound perfection of wisdom should look perfectly like this, subsequently looking perfectly and correctly at the emptiness of inherent existence of the five aggregates also. Form is empty, emptiness is form. Empty is not other than form. Form is not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, compositional factors, and consciousness are empty. Sariputra, like this, all phenomena are empty, without characteristics. That is, they are not produced and they do not cease. They have no defilement, no separation from defilement. They have no decrease and no increase. Therefore, Sariputra, in emptiness there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no compositional factors, no consciousness. There is no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no visible form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no object to touch, mental phenomena. There is no eye element and so forth up to no mind element, up to no element of mental consciousness. There is no ignorance and no cessation of ignorance and so forth up to no aging and death, no cessation of aging and death. Likewise, there is no suffering, no origin, no cessation, no path, no exalted wisdom, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Therefore, Sariputra, because there is no attainment, bodhisattvas rely on and abide in the perfection of wisdom, and because their minds have no obstructions, they have no fear. Passing utterly beyond error, they attain the final state beyond sorrow. All the Buddhas who reside in the three times by relying upon the perfection of wisdom become manifest and complete Buddhas in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, and complete enlightenment. Therefore, the mantra of the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the equal to the unequaled mantra, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering, since it is not false, should be known as the truth. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is proclaimed. Tayata gate gate paragate parasam gate bodhisoha. Sariputra, this is how a bodhisattva, a great being, should train in the profound perfection of wisdom. Then the Blessed One arose from that concentration and said to the superior Avalokiteshvara, the bodhisattva, the great being, well said, O child lineage, so it is. The profound perfection of wisdom should be practiced exactly as you have taught, and the Tathagatas will rejoice. When the Blessed One had said this, the Venerable Sariputra, the superior Avalokiteshvara, the bodhisattva, the great being, and the entire assembly, as well as worldly beings, gods, humans, demigods, Gandharvas, and others, were filled with admiration and highly praised what had been spoken by the Blessed One. In the holy supreme abode of the Dakinis, possessed of clairvoyance and miraculous power, homage to your children, homage to the host three places Dakinis. Tayata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasam Gati Bodhisoha. Through the power of the truth, the exalted three jewels speech, may all decided negativity, such as the four Maras, be stopped. May they become non-existent. May they become pacified. All enemies, obstructors, hindrances, Shanti, Kurya, Soha. The 80,000 types of obstructors pacified, freed from adverse, harmful conditions. May all be conducive and perfect auspiciousness. Bring happiness and well-being here, right now. Short mandala offering. Ground perfume anointed flowers strewn Meru for lands, sun and moon adorned, seen as Buddha, field and offered. Thus may all sentient beings enjoy pure lands. Jetsun Lama Dampa Kyenam Ki Chokukala Kien Se Trindrigne Jitart Sampe Duje Zinma La Jabge Choki Charpawab Tu Soul Idam Guru Ratna Mandalakam Niryatayami Chodam Chamdam Chamnam La Cham Chu Bardu Dagni Kyapsu Chi Dagyi Chodam Chamnam Sonagir Drola Penchir Sangir Dropasho Chodam Chamnam Chamnam La Cham Chu Bardu Dagni Kyapsu Chi Dagyi Chodam Chamnam Chamnagir Drola Penchir Sangir Dropasho Chodam Chomnim Chamnam La Cham Chu Bardu Dagnim Cham Chu Chir Dakir Chomnim Champe Chomnagir Drola Penchir Sangir Dropasho.
Good evening, everyone. How are you today? You have good time, good day, or so day. Anyway, the weather is very good. No, it's hot. It's good. I think it's good. Yeah, I think we need to contentment. I think otherwise the Nagabi get upset. Anyway, it's wonderful. See you again. And now what to say? Tomorrow is the Chungur Tishan. Well tuning day. Well tuning. Buddha give fourth teaching yet tomorrow. Then also Buddha have we count and 12 different activities. Of course, a lot of activities, but we count 12 big activities. Therefore, tomorrow is, he give a teaching for the 5 disciples. Therefore, very, very special day. When Buddha achieved enlightenment, Sakadava, Sakadava, right? We did a big interfaith last, this Tibetan 4 month, 15 of the 4 month. This is a Tibetan calendar, 6 month on the 4th. 4 of the 6 month. Is correct? Which way? 4 of the, huh? 4th day of the 6th month. Okay. Therefore, until there are 49 days, 49 days, 49 days. He didn't teach. First he got an cheap enlightenment, and the 15th in the morning, early, around maybe 4 o'clock, cheap enlightenment. Then that time, then no one can understand. Karo. Sixio. Oh, the Karo. This time, this is the Chishko, Slatanya. Slatanya, go, Maba. Nobus, Beoshas. Oda Kanji, that Dusu Naji, and Chushi, Tangania, so say not that certain comb, but the that Bewe Shashang and so on, Tichi or Restro.
So soon after he achieved enlightenment, then he saw that there was no one who is suitable to receive the teaching, and so he didn't explain to anybody. So he just stayed in the forest. And so he said, "I found this teaching, which is like a nectar. So since it is not going to be understood by anybody who's taught, therefore I'm just going to remain in the forest for now." So by saying that, then he stayed in the forest in meditation for 49 days. So because there were no ripened disciples at that time, there was no ripened disciples and no ripened time to teach the Dharma, so therefore he remained in the meditation in the forest without teaching. So, when you thought about coming to the center to receive teaching, you have already created the karma, and then you have to meet with the condition, and having somebody giving teaching there, and having yourself having the thought to come to the center to listen to the teaching. So when these cause and conditions meet together, then that's what we call the time has ripened for receiving teaching.
Example, 10 years before, maybe Vindikan and Devra, maybe you guys know it here, right? It's just where you're not here. Yeah. Mori, you here? You heard? About 10 years ago?
Yeah, when did you come?
Or 2004. Yeah.
Yeah, right after you.
Or after me.
Right after
Good. Yeah. Anyway, then maybe 15 years before, maybe Vendikan and Devra. Devra, when you come? 90. Yeah, 90. Yeah, she's the sinners. The Vendikan? Yeah. Therefore, like this, our senior student here at the Devra, you know, in monastery, they're taking, who's come to the monastery first, taking class, this the seniors one. They have to start the front road. And also the who take the refuge, vow first, this is the sinners. Then in monastery, he say, we don't check the sinners, you know, the age. The sinners are younger. Or younger? Oh.
Junior. Senior and junior.
Senior and junior is talking about who taking the first class. And the Buddha way, it's Buddha's, they're different ways. Buddha's exactly how you count sinners and juniors. Who taking the monks' vow as monks. Therefore, same as the lay people, you guys also, who taking the refuge vow, those people are the sinner. Then who taking the refuge later is the junior. Therefore, I think they were the sinner's person. Then, you know, in monastery we can say that sinner and the junior has a very strict role. The junior ones are not allowed to stay above the sinner ones. You know, even wherever they go, they're always sinners first, then juniors. You know, the respect like that is a very for peace.
So the purpose for, you know, respecting the seniors, you know, and the seniority, you know, in terms of regarding the seniority, you know, is to have harmony, you know, among the disciples and among the students. You know. So, you know, somebody who you consider as a senior and then you respect, and then a senior, you know, will guide, you know, the juniors, and so there will be, you know, respecting to the senior, and then senior carrying the junior. You know, so when you have that, then there will be the harmony. You know, so that's the reason.
And the jalan tumba pichi se chundo pachin ti akuyan tumba pichi se chios tumba pichi ro.
So there are like I don't know if you have heard about these four harmonious brothers.
Do you know that? What? Elephant, monkey, rabbit, peacock, right? Therefore, you already know that story? No. Okay. Yeah.
In the all we do is it.
Yeah. Because this is a very respect each others. Then they have one tree, the big tree. Then I think first elephant come, I think like elephant come, he stay there. Then elephant, they all come together. They meet, then elephant say, I'm the sinner's one. No? Who's the sinner's one? I think most sinner. I think elephant say, I'm the sinner's one.
Most senior one.
Most sinner one. Because when this tree has a shadow, I was there. Shadow. I don't remember exactly the number there. You know. Anyway, then they once said, I'm the sinner because the tree has a shadow since I was there. Then the rabbi said, no, I was before that. There was a little monkey said, I was little that under the little shadow, I was sleep there. Maria, rabbi rumor.
Elephant.
First elephant, then
monkey,
then monkey,
then rabbit,
then
bird.
Then bird. Oh yeah, elephant. No, that's correct. The monkey said, I'm the sinner's one because the tree has a what do you call it? Seed. Fruit. I eat that. He said, I'm the sinner's one. Then the rabbit said, no. I was very small this tree. I was sleeping under that tree. Then the bird said, no, I'm the sinner's one. I bring that the seed of the tree. Right? Therefore, elephant above that, monkey, above that, then rabbit, above that, bird. Like that, they we call like the numbers. The Tibetan, we call them Tumpapinshi.
Four harmonious brothers.
Therefore, Buddhism, culture or that, each other respect is a very, big, things. For we have a lot of problems. The problems we don't respect each other. We don't accept each other's actions, right? There are a lot of problems. As I say, I'm the person, I'm the person, I'm the person, like that. Then they all together. Therefore, like that. Anyway, today the dark. What did we talk about before? No, I lost completely. Oh, today the Sanjay Chumdende and the Sanjay Neta Shaboshi Shegupalaya and the Chumason Shune and the Tene and the Namkani, that Lion Bojajindo, Samba to Tachi and the Sanjela Tacharangi, the Jetem Derandu, Sonetane, Sajin Colo Sudo to the Pine, Tane, Chumokoro Nama Setan, Makro. The show embarrass.
So anyway, after achieving enlightenment, and then he stayed in the forest in meditation for 49 days. And so around that time, then the king of the god, the Indra, and accompanied by Brahma and other gods, they came and made offerings of 100 spoke wheel, Dharma wheel, and requested the Buddha to teach the Dharma.
시 잔의 산지 좀 되는 거다 출력서 내려야 주 주셔로 질랑에 맞으나 파 아니 시엔 로조 말했어.
And so, so it is the rule, kind of a rule, and of course there's a reason to set up that rule, is that you're not allowed to teach unless you're requested.
그러와. 근데 연자 가르서나 파 가지고 시에나 그 내와 영이 많이 뭐 연자 아니 내와 명에 설도 없고 야가 말고 두안도 그러와. 근데다 시 조금 말했어. 다 주셔로 지용에서라 소소 내와 얘는 영화 연자 다 그때라 패마도 내가 조금 연자 다 지들 들이서라고.
So, because if you just go around teaching, then you don't know whether they want to have it or not, right? So if they don't want to have it and then you keep on teaching, then that teaching, instead of helping them, may harm them. But if they came forward requesting for that teaching, then that's what something they want, right? So then you know that that's what they want, so that would benefit them.
어디 진대로 되네. 대전이 받아 아니 대전이 다 와르나살라 파페네. 와르나살라 담보 아니 공가도 상보라야 아니 다 주진 걸로 도마 될거 같아서.
And then so then he thought about, and then he went to Varanasi, and where he met these 5 disciples, the first disciples, and then he gave teaching to them. That was the first turning of the wheel of Dharma.
아니 대라야 다 줌도 오셨나 다 줌좀 뭐 담보 가대 상보라 송기에 진세 아니 가는 데와 대라 다줌뭐 요래서.
So there is a long story, about how it came about to teach these the 5 disciples at the beginning.
그러와. 근데 다 간도 제다 见连这个这面那个他把이거 용게 말더라. 지메 때문에 컨트랙 매가서 다 제와 몽벌라 산지 좀 돼도 군수 벌어라다 내가 얘도 같은데 이 말이지.
So in order to receive teaching from the Buddha, of course you have to have created the karma, and then you have to have made the connection with the Buddha to receive teaching from. So otherwise you will not be able to receive. And it's not that Buddha doesn't want to teach you, right? So of course he wants to teach you. That's the whole purpose of his gaining enlightenment. But if you haven't created the karma or have had made some connection with him, then you will not be able to receive. So these 5 disciples of the Buddha who first received the teaching from the Buddha, who were the first disciple to receive teaching from Buddha, they had many connection with Buddha in many previous lifetimes.
배차샤와나 로치라야 아니 산지 좀 된데 다 로알람지 내거려야 아니 다 룸바절라 다 먹이 좀 먹이 로중이라 차와마 보는 먹이 빼지 못 샤와이 말이지.
And so there's in many they have been related with each other in many ways, in many previous lives. So in one of the previous lives, when Buddha Shakyamuni was a trainer, means like a practitioner who was practicing at that time, who has not achieved enlightenment. So he is a trainer or a practitioner, and he was born in India at that time, and in that area during that time there was a big drought. No foods were growing at all, and so they had a drought for a long time.
아니 뒤에가 사실 좀 전에 룸바틱 잡아야 말했어.
So at that time, Buddha Shakyamuni, in that lifetime, in his previous life, in that lifetime, he was the Buddha. I mean, he was the king of that country.
아니 다 답시로 개개 매와야 다 그런 거 물론 전에 코라마 신이 냐침보 저기 저발래. 된대게 냐디 샤데 미망가 수네 다 마마 먹이라 타야가 그런 거지. 다 두지 말들이 다 내는 많이 말했어.
And so he was thinking of how he can help his people, to not die of starvation. And so he thought of, I wish I could die and be born as a very big fish, and then maybe maybe people can feed on that fish.
오 된대지네 다 냐랄게 수패네 아니 나대 상보때 다 콜라와는 다 그러니까 고시 공도 시드가로 그래서 공도 시드가로 가라야 아니 공도라 다 선지존데 냐디가 가시네. 지나서 단다 아니 땅에 샤고네 아니 단다 지나서 사와이나 마옴바 산에 미마라 파다 장수 사원 미마라 파대로 시 대체와이나 마옴바가 산진의 추지 따뜻 토마도 장수 시사의 제인세 어딘가 다 내와요 말했어.
And so he died, and then he was born as a fish. And then that time there was these 5 disciples also, people in that country, and they were going around and looking for food, and then they saw this fish, and the fish spoke to them. He says, you can eat my meat, and then also feed my meat to other people in the country. And if you do that, you'll be the first disciples to receive teachings when I gain enlightenment.
오 근데자 산지 좀 전에 제와 몸보라 콘도 펜토제다가 근데게 다 렌데 드린데와 요아 말이더라.
And so just like that, there are many other stories, and how they were related in many previous lives.
와. 오 다 드니지네 다 나데 삼으라 담보 추 가르서 왔나 아니 동고 데마시 소마이 말이스.
And so anyway, first teaching he gave, to the first 5 disciples were the Four Noble Truths teaching.
We did talk about Four Noble Truths last week, right? Without discussions, then no need to explain too long. Then is 아니 동아 시브라샤스 다 동아도 저는 하고 그래서 아니 뒤에 저 군주세가 됐다 빵고 그래서 간나 제대로는 되부터 용 그래서 아니 람티 곰바이나 다 그 동아 빠베 아니 고바데 토버에서 어디 주동하죠.
And so Four Noble Truths, the first is the true suffering. So Buddha said, understand the suffering, and then the second one is the true origin. And it says abandon the true origin, because the origin is the one that causes the suffering. So if you abandon the origin, and then you will not experience suffering that comes from the origin. And and so when you abandon that, then you will achieve cessation. In order to achieve the cessation, that's free from all the suffering, you have to meditate on the path.
오 된지다 다 산지 좀 된데 그 주토마 송화대다 가서 가로다 아 년도가 대와 그거는 다 되게 주인 말이더라.
So then, so these are kind of related, with the with the teachings of the Theravadins, the Saravakas teachings, and the hero's teachings, and so this is considered as the hero's teaching that Buddha first taught.
아니 뒤에 제가 아니 자가 샤게 본보를 아니 다 셔시인도 아니 더 침부 주동한 말이에요.
And then after that, then the second turning of the wheel of Dharma, he taught on the perfection of wisdom.
안 뒤에 제가 다 양바친다 양다 또 샘쯤에 되자서야 다 중국 담아다 거라서 양바친다.
And then he gave the third turning of the wheel of Dharma in a place called Vaishali.
어디는 다 식당 중국 못 먹었는데 다 쪼라고 쓰면 되고 다 주의 중국 다 소리 봐 쓰면 되고 다 다니다고 그래서.
So these are the three major teachings that Buddha gave. Of course, throughout his life he gave many teachings. In fact, in every word he speaks is a teaching. But but they were like considered as three major teachings, and they were called the three turning of the wheel of Dharma.
Tendida kanji ta tendi mara ko dewa te ta deji khamdon sambala tuni ta songyo.
And of course, all these teachings, were taught according to the mentalities, the disposition, and the level of understanding of the students.
아니 다 나도 상지세대 고마 토바이나 상세 제토바이나 아니 나도 semjegangal 펜도 다 제토거더라.
So you'll be able to benefit a lot of sentient beings, and if you achieve state of full enlightenment.
가르다나 semje 파조라 강 고가 나지 너와나 정한도 다 되게 semje거로 레바 잡나 나도 파시 제토거로 와서.
And so because you know exactly what will be most beneficial, for them, and then you will be able to teach according to.
다나 가지고 지 파조라 야보지나 계시나 계시니 전에 수수 야보지나 파조에 고발해 주시니 아니 강가도 고발해 주시니 지 바란 투파셔로 마무리한다 와.
So right now, we don't know exactly what way of speaking will be good for them, sometimes, and so we're not really skilled in those methods, and so even if we speak, from our side with a very good intention to benefit others, but sometimes they might misunderstand what you are saying, and they might get angry or even fight with you instead.
어때는 다 산이 딘데게 되게 채워지면 임바인자 간지 강조 배배가 나바고 공바에서 차상을 다 산이 빼면서 매 주고 다 가론 제고 마모 속도는 난 그래서.
And so because tomorrow, the fourth day of the sixth month, sixth lunar month, is considered as the day when Buddha first turned the wheel of Dharma, and so therefore it's considered as a very special day, and all the Buddhists in the monasteries will do a lot of Dharma activities on that day.
어때는 다 산이 쇼경강도 대셔 소주 동발에 요래서네 대라 펩토나 야보레 페마도는 소소 뭐마 아니 내 정해지나 다 그래서 페마도는 아니 소소 나네야 내가 촉촉하게 들어와.
And so tomorrow here we're going to have 8 minor precept in the morning. So those of you who can come, you can come, and it would be good if we can all take together. If you cannot come and you have already received before, then you can take it on your own at your home.
What time? 4:30.
It's 4:30 early.
4:30.
Early. Huh? It's okay. It's no problem. It doesn't matter, right? Therefore, anyway, what you say. Then tomorrow all day try to some research some mantras, research some sutras. Anyway, it's a very good activity. Then dedication to a night, whatever today, and collect the merit, all of the world, not just yourself, all the people. I'm dedication with together for the cheap enlightenment benefit for some people. Then they will be very great benefit. Okay. Then like that. Then that. 당가도 그냥 곰자가 걸 당가도 가든가 다 곰대 되자고도 서로.
So since you're all very interested in meditation, we should maybe do meditation a little bit every day.
Okay. Then ane 곰자야라 셔당다 지금 쇼름도 야보되게 와도 개침보에 말해서 있나다. 고치 때 마태와 있나요? 그것도 개어 말아봤어.
So usually, of course, the meditation is done with your mind, but also the physical posture affects the mind, the way you think also. So therefore, it is important to assume a proper physical posture.
ane 담보다 가서 오늘 전에다 신의 곰고래. 신의 곰터와 신의 들어가나 아니 가도 샘 가고 걸거려요. 그래서 봐.
And so first, it is very important for meditation. It's very important, to be able to control your mind, right? To place your mind the way you want it. So for that, if you have the calm abiding, if you have achieved the calm abiding, then it will be very easy to place your mind any way you want.
그래서 단단 안주 배나 샘대 배나 치료나 치료 가와나 잠대나 치료 휴요 말아. 치료 내가 기도면 도 와서 치료 건강 념들 내와나 아니 치료 휴치 뭐 쇼 배가도 내가 기도면 도 와서. 대도 지방 안도 셈 잠들어서 안도 셈가 내차 셔다 때문 공로 가자치 야간이도 강 잠대다 안도 셈라치 개와시 슉셔라 요 말했어.
출로 가서
저도 봐 잠되나? 저 잠로.
오늘
저도 봐 잠되나? 출래 지금 안도 지 잘라 키로들 슉셔라 요 말어. 니바셔라 요 말어. 다 저도 강가지 냠도 로루 제다나. 아니 로서 지금 로가나 아니 저도 슉쳔보 잘라도 슉 막히노 왔어. 대도시방 만도 셈돼야다 다 잠돼서 가와나 내 자셔다 때문에 공로 가와 누수셔 다 때문에 맞지 셈듯이 루루로 지 나보 자타와이나 아니 셈데까지나 셈데 슉첨보 아니 검자도 그래서
for example, like if the water, the river, if it is separated, into many directions, then whatever the stream, is flowing in that direction will not be that strong, will not be very powerful. But if it's all following in one direction, then it will be very powerful. It will be so strong that it will be able to carry many things, wherever it's running. And so just like that, our mind now is scattered, all over the places, with many kind of delusions like attachment, anger, ignorance, and so forth. So if we are able to bring all this mind, to one place with the calm abiding, then it will be very powerful. Then you will be able to drive wherever you want to drive the mind.
Okay? Right now our mind is a happy mind, sad mind, thinking tomorrow, thinking today, thinking yesterday, jealous mind, we have different old minds. We might go too busy. We cannot control one thing. Therefore, it's happy or sad is also relate for our mind. Our mind is your mind thinks this is very bad, you are very sad. Your mind says, okay, you are not sad, right? You think your mind thinks this is terrible, it looks terrible for you. Your mind says, oh, it's okay, it's just nature. Then it's not too terrible. Therefore, our mind is very, very powerful. Therefore, if you control the mind, then you all find. Shantideva said, if you need to put the cover on the goa saka yokto mara tele kamti the loina such a chama yoga tibares. Then another does a cheek tea, need the sumti dati logana, that tea doya martele, so semtoina, that channel tibares.
So just like Shantideva said, there's no way you can cover the whole ground, with the leather in order to protect your feet, from the pebbles, thorns, and so forth, right? So instead, if you just, wear a shoes with a nice sole, then, wherever you walk, your feet will be protected, from all those pebbles and thorns. So it's just like that. So just like that, if you try to, go subduing the enemies, one by one, the subduing enemies, the external enemies, there's no way you can subdue them. Instead, if you subdue your one anger, and then it is same as having subdued all the external enemies.
Okay? Therefore, very important we need to control our mind. It's very important. What in the Gomja Samara Lapa, Ta Kambati, Tandura, the Chimche, Lapa Duchin, Lapa, Yomate, Yabati Kana, and Tema and Duchine, Chunjon, Duchine, and Suzu Tewa, Olaya, Somushin, some showers.
And so then when you meditate, you have to take, like I said, you have to assume a proper posture. And the proper posture will be sitting in a cross-legged, if you can, then sit in a cross-legged position. And then your hands should be in a meditation posture, called a meditation posture, where you put your right hand on top of the left palm, and then you join the two thumbs together, and then you place your palms like a forefinger width and below the navel.
And the taking on the nugget, the moon by island, the way to source the moon river. No, the moon river, the mobile, the Musra.
It said that helps to light, to ignite your inner fire.
Okay, like this. Okay, and then Chapani do Chinese, Shambora, Tipara Tumba test, Lava Jango Major, then they were through.
And the shoulder should be balanced, and then your arms, should be not like touching, to your body, but a little bit, open from your. So there should be some air between your armpits.
And take over and then level and you
So that helps you to not fall asleep.
And then do it go loyal human articles. Low, Singa Yawachana, Singa Mate, good there, so what turns and go Mate is going on shoulders.
And then your head should be slightly bent, forward.
And the Gezi the Ashembocha, Gezi of Shembocha, and I need to not start to Nala.
And your spine should be straight. There's the channels next to the spines. If the spine is straight, then the wind will follow. So the wind will flow smoothly.
Okay. Then so me not about me the no part of my so not in home to Shama some road and it was not starting to me so.
And then your eye should be casted, towards the tip of your nose, not looking straight, into the front direction, but casted down towards your tip of your nose.
아니 주도다 젤레 소소다 고 란자샤 갑다 같은 배서 그러지. 아니 젤레데 약게가 솔 속다 되든지 그래서.
And then your mouth, should not be too tightly closed or too wide open. It should be in its natural state, just relaxed, and so your tongue, should be touching the upper palate.
대지나는 저도 고민 이런 거잖아. 양 치마도 저로 마사 되는 거 봐요.
And so if you place your tongue against the upper palate, then that will help not to produce lots of saliva, especially if you're meditating for a long time.
Okay, maybe you have no time to meditate a long time. What is it? That 대단로 두스러 was. 다 도요체네. 아니 다 담방도 샘데 파스 쇼는 샘데 고보에 완자. 아니 샘지 나보자 도움되나? 아니 우 파당 주 당지네. 대마고 뉴시사치드는 대지네. 방가점난 샘데서 나보자 병이어서.
And so first, if your mind is all over the place, then you have to bring it, to one place. And first, you can trick the mind, to come to one place by focusing on the breath. So you can do the breathing meditation, like 9 times, 21 times, and so forth, to bring your mind, into one place first.
그래서 다 들려 자는다 수sem 템보로 쇼와나 소수군 너네 봐 푸티식 삼라야. 너네 문좀대로 와서 팀삼데 푸티식 삼라야. 당가서 나바전자다 돈베크 추슈 소시에서 정시. 소리니서 추슈지. 다 삼다 그래서.
And then once you have brought your mind, to the neutral state, through the breathing meditation, then you can, bring it to whatever state you want, right? So you can bring it to the positive state. And so, since here we are meditating on the karma abiding, and according to the Buddhist, the object that Buddhists use, for the karma abiding meditation is a Buddha statue. So you can visualize a Buddha statue like maybe 2-finger width size of the 2-finger width Buddha statue, very small Buddha statue, right, at the level of your forehead, in the space at the level of your forehead. So maybe like 4 feet away from your forehead, in the space at the level of your forehead. Imagine or visualize a Buddha statue about 2-finger width size.
아니 대화 오해가 남바치 임발라 저거 타고 있는 데 좀 당월했어.
And then you have to think of that in the nature of light, the statue in the nature of light, yet feeling kind of heavy.
대리자 저거 타고 되게 고파마야도 왜 영화 되게 아니 심바마야 뱅그레. 또 시와도 게 많이 또 검게 개쏘더라고.
And so thinking of it as in the form of light, helps not to get the lethargy. And thinking of it as being heavy, it helps to not get the distractions or mental excitement.
다들 섬도 들리 미바테 내가 치워가나 담보 미바 세우지 소소롱아 샤와 담보 마 미도 마다는 미샤도 미따네 아니 달로 이거잖아 미 따먹어 같이 가지 섬 예라 샤고를 미저죠 다 왕시 주죠 또 예라 다 섬 공부 그래서.
So first, to get the clear picture, of the statue in your mind, first you can look at the statue itself, like a statue or a picture, of the Buddha statue, and look at that very nicely with your eyes opened. So first you see it with the look at it with your eyes open, and then once you get the picture, and then you try to visualize, in your mind. So of course, and at the end, the meditation should be done with your mind. So it's the mind who will be seeing. So you will have that visualization of the Buddha.
What today 가봐 야 지금 시대와 수준 되는 요와도 여기는 아니면 좀 잘한 거내가 어떻게 말로.
And so, and then once you have and had that mental picture, of the statue, then that's what you should be looking at. And so, sometime you can see that with your eyes open, right? So you can have your eyes opened, or like casting, just to the tip of your nose, not looking straight ahead, but just cast it down, towards the tip of your nose. With that, you can, while your eyes are still open like that, you can visualize, mentally the statue or the picture of the Buddha. But if you find that difficult, also, even that much of opening of the eye, if you find difficult, if you get distraction, then you can close it completely.
Okay. 다 된게가라 다 나도 냠냠이랑 따와야나. 근데 미세 건거는 미세면 아무도 미세마 비샤와야나. 아니 따와야나 아니 가려. 고바 충한 거를 들어. 아니 고바. 신화도 개발해와. 아니 개발돼.
가르치는?
미세 배남 된게 다 냠냠 용 거를 들어. 배남 미세 맨 한번 동에다 미세지 공개 들어. 미세마 비네 대와야나. 양 고바 모양와라. 팽겨 들어. 나도 신화도 고바요. 근데 다 냠냠들이 용어에서 들어. 베트남도 다 그런 거 용돈 거잖아. 간지 냠냠도 한번 용어에서 봤어.
그래서 믹시크나?
미시 근데 다 남이 근데로. 막은 다 문동제로.
마통은 메통에.
미시 막으면은 다 봐서 여보.
동만.
문동. 어떤지가 밑에 배는 미시 막 빼내 대봐야나. 아니 밑에 가요. 그거 chung.
So some people had this experience saying that if you normally wear glasses and you can see with clearly with the glasses, right? So if you don't see, if you don't put on the glasses, if you take off the glasses, then you will not see it. You will not see it clearly, right? So anyway, some people said that they had this experience that if you are someone who has to wear glasses to see the things clearly, and then during the meditation, if you take off your glasses, then you will have less distraction.
양안도 뜻인 파닝에 가져다 자로 되는 두어도 맞으니 봐야 시험도 게 봐요 뭐 그러던데 그때 뭐 뭐서 파닝에 되게도 양 많이 되게도 저번 뭐여서 그때 냠렘 봐 소소라지 다나요도 담으래서 그랬어.
And then some people, they have this experience that if you lean your back towards something like a pillow or or a wall, then you are able to meditate better. Some people they are not able to meditate better because then they feel tired or lazy, and then they feel too comfortable and then fall asleep and so like that. So I mean it depends, right? Depends on the individuals.
다 도치 공자들 가실래야 다 되도 something 미바다 보셔네 지금 그래서 나와라 뭐라 지금 마복선으로 근데 샤용요나 아니 되게 또 미바요 가로 왕시마도 이식을 때도 매우 다래 근데 미바데 이식을 받는 거라서 왕시마
What is?
같이 밀라면 마오로 향고 들어와서 야 지금 들이 공제로 가라 지금 밀라면 마오셔 되는 거 아무나 다고다 지금 다 말하고 거다 근데 여기 가라야 또 샘데 이해라요 때는 매우 다래 왕시마는 도 the one she called Matamas, easy or sweet.
So some people they said they hear sounds when they are meditating, or they or they see like a red vision, just a red, just nothing but just a red vision, like that. And so that's so if you're having that kind of experience, then that's showing that you are using the sense consciousness. So instead, here you should shut down your sense consciousness and just use the mental consciousness to look at the object.
가르나 나도 와시 티가 가지도 암조다 아니 미니 토레 되니 바치도 그래서
So the main sense consciousness are the eye and the ear, and so those two drives your mind.
근데 이제 다 문이 신내서는 나 치자다 치다 미도 가와 치가다 이 치수가 되게 담에서 되게 공부 계셔요. 당하고 근데 매와서 좀 암전을 지줘야도 와서 어디 가나 대추셔는 고마워 와.
So usually, a conducive place to meditate on calm abiding, to meditate, a conducive place to meditate to achieve the realization of calm abiding, according to the text, is the place where there will be no sounds at all. So of course, if you're in the city, there will be a lot of sounds of the people, the cars, the honking, and all these things, right? So you get distracted easier. So, and then you go far away from the city, in a place where there isn't a sound of other things as well, like the water sound, like if there is a river running by, or a waterfall, and so forth, and then there are a lot of animals, birds chirping and so forth, and that would be also a sound that can cause distraction, right? And so so they say that you should find a place where there will be no such kind of sounds, to meditate, in order to achieve the realization of calm abiding. But since in our case, we don't have that kind of place, therefore maybe we can just use the earplugs.
Okay. today bada ngani gom yabu jangi ji yaba ina gom lamgi ga lama ta lama yabu shi da gom jangi ta getu yabu shi wana jona da tu na shi ne ko se ka se jana lochi na ndr ta ne ndr ko sa tene songo was.
So if you find a conducive place and you find the correct instruction to meditate, then you'll be able to achieve of course, a good teacher and so forth, and then you'll be able to achieve calm abiding within 6 months.
Right? Then gom jabe kala ya go yerbu me wachi yen tutunji tema momo jamna ta pengi wasro.
And so at the beginning, of course, you should not meditate for too long, just meditate for a short time, but many time, meditate many time. Each time, you do a very short meditation.
Okay. Da shene dab sawana tena ngazu kare gomna lela shu ta kar sem da dabo shu japto ta ngazu japto munda chendo japto ndo.
And so once you have achieved the calm abiding, then you'll be able to control your mind, and so you can put it anywhere you want. So right now it's very difficult, right? When we don't have the calm abiding, it's very difficult. Do you find it difficult?
아니 정말 제가 대만 몸보 송도 왔어. 딱 나도 가르기 전에 나도 심하 제가 어서 신경 쓰는. 딱 가르죠 나도 신에 매와 인자 아니 나도 검자 도요 말에 나도 샘다 보자 도요 말 송도 와.
So just His Holiness the Dalai Lama always says that we tend to know, here and there many things, but we are not really able to meditate well. That's because we don't have calm abiding.
배나 전에 전도 샴바다 니제다 저도 딱 관계 하고 열어봤어. 지금 검때도 자기로 되나 나도 샘께 이제 완로면도 왔어.
So we all know about loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta, and so forth, right? And we all tend to meditate on that, but it doesn't bring much transformation in our mind, right? Why? Because we are not really able to meditate single pointedly.
근데 나도 암도 치고 미친 동거를 샘나 샘바 샤고다. 근데 샘다 보자 도요 말이지.
So that's because we always tend to see things, hear things, and therefore we're not able to control our mind.
다 근데 자다 담보 가지나 수보 대타 근데 삼도 따다 근데 소소가 이해란 죽다 예 가와서 대단 로다다 두수 주래 근데 말도네 야티가라 시와데 바 영건도 좀도 대고라 가리가 까고면다 마보셔 요래 아니 나도 갈래 라가 인스로.
And so once first important thing is to sit in a proper position. So once you have taken that proper position, and then you try to focus your mind on an object, and at that time again, also you have to keep on watching your mind, whether it's getting a lot of excited, or is it getting, whether it's becoming lazy and lethargy is manifesting, or what, you have to see that, and and so there are many applications you can apply, to overcome these faults of the mind, And so we will talk as we go through more about those faults and the applications.
어디다 급자가 쉬면서 급자가 쉬인지미지 그 살대게 그 저도 깨요 말하다.
And so, if possible, of course, you can sit on the cushion, with your legs crossed. But if you cannot, then you can still, do the meditation sitting on a chair.
그리고 상제 좀더 내다 비기 찌름지 쉬는데 와이나 자셔만 거고 다 급자가 쉬대 그래서.
So Buddha Shakyamuni, of course, is sitting in a cross-legged posture, but Buddha Maitreya, you can see, he's sitting in a position of sitting on a chair.
Okay, who see the chair? They say, I'm follow the Buddha Maitreya. No, yeah, excuse.
그 말다요. 여하좀 못 되는 쇼데 샹처처전 쇼.
시다 마당하고 대랍쇼로 이나 다티카 excuse chair. 이제도 자와 셔마데 산지 좀 되게 땜바도 반 없으네. 또 너무 막 초초전에 쇼를 깨셔서.
So that's, of course, it's different, right? Buddha Maitreya, it's not like he has a problem with his knees. It's not Buddha Maitreya has a problem with his knees so that he has to sit on a chair. Yes, that's not the case. The reason why Buddha Maitreya is sitting in that position is so he's like ready to stand up, and come down to this world, to turn the wheel of Dharma soon after Buddha Shakyamuni's teaching degenerates completely.
나 저도 가야 말 주주 가는 급자가 되다 왔는데 가요 말때 그 저스케 말 거서 로베 말고
So, but of course, in your case, there's an exception for you because you are not used to sitting in cross-leg position because you're not used to that. Since you're young, you were always, you've been sitting on a chair all the time. Therefore, it will be difficult for you to sit in a cross-legged, so it may cause even more distraction, sitting in a cross-legged position, and therefore, maybe it will be better for you to sit on a chair.
오케이. 그래서 다들 게 저도 지 디디 라이 와서 대 제마 저지 대제나 신의 건배가 아니 쥐쥐 안에 신의 건발 안에 그런 담아제 봐서 되레스 대 제주에 말다 템베 선바제 그러스.
And so whatever I just explained to you, so that's the instruction, right? That's the instruction for like meditating on calm abiding. So you have to remember, how you should sit and what you have to visualize and how you have to visualize and so forth. That's the instruction you have to follow. You should remember that. So forgetting that instruction is one of the faults.
아니 제면도 봐 레로셔로 어때요지 그래서
And then the second fault, is the laziness, not wanting to do it.
10 minutes. Okay. Now we start to 2 minutes meditation. Okay. Whatever I explain, you have to. Now I'm not say anymore. don't know 2 minutes gone or not. The car disturbed my meditation. And the other also, and the Chile, Nyamto, Nyamto, and the Nyamtosena, then no chimachi lap, then it gets the gomchi, Yana and gomchi, Nyoro Matabalaya, and then Shamba Martine, Titanchi was. The other also, Kadina Gomte, the Jawan.
So there's teachings, there are different kind of teachings. The teachings that is taught through the experience, and teaching with the experience. So just as we discuss about the teachings, and then we go on and meditate on that. So I think that way would be also good sometime.
Okay. In other words, they don't teach meditation. Maybe you guys think. Usually, people say, "Do you have meditation class?" They just say like that. Usually, whatever we teach is for meditation class. You have to meditate there. But people doesn't count this meditation. Meditation is just silent. Just stay there, okay? Now everybody remember the instructions. Try to you don't need to go many too far. Just like that, again and again, again and again, again and again. Then the two chine, then the shiwa da gepa yung do mudu ni shiji say digita. Please sunne the tower throw. Shimba yung na yang chik mupa jiu jab. Gepa yung na yang chik sem to dapa jab o to ko sem kawana tasha yo mares.
And so then you have to check on your mind, with the introspection, see whether you're having any mental excitement or mental sinkings. And if you are having mental excitement, then you have to identify that and then bring back your mind. And if the mind is going elsewhere, like when it's the excitement, that means like getting distracted. If the mind is going other places, then bring back to back to the object that you are meditating on.
I think I should picture a chance of Michigan, telling a day of his Yamanigan Gombiatana, the Javana, Temo Mombochi, young calendar corner, show come out of a job, Swile, young Dombal Chund of a job, or the day of Tashi or Kalemaka and the direction.
So so you say, if you say, oh, today's my day off and I'm going to do more practice, and you can do that. You can meditate that on that. And if you find you're getting too tired, then you can take a walk, and then come back, like sprinkle or wash your face and sprinkle water on your face, or just wash the whole face, and that will help you to freshen up a little bit, and then meditate again.
What is the name by the ring of the moon is not to send them more ocean, any charge of some Nijian of Gomina, not to send 10 in John over the river.
So yeah, then this way, when you're able to place your mind, on any object that you want, then you change the object, right? So you can, whatever object that you want to change, you can change. You can change the object, to loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta, and so forth. Then maybe your meditation and on the loving kindness and compassion will be very effective, if you do it with the calm abiding.
Okay? Like that. Try to every time when you have time, okay? 2-3 minutes. You don't need to too long. Just a little bit. Don't forget, okay? Whatever I try to say. I try to how much
So whatever I have taught, don't forget that. I'll explain to you very briefly.
If you go to detail, sometimes for us we difficult, too detailed, too far away, then we don't know what we do too far, which out we are thinking, Therefore, try to a little bit more small, Therefore, simple, try to a little bit easy way, We go to exactly the books one by one. It's good that for us, we are not very intelligent. Then our minds are very busy. Then just easy forgot. We remember one, we forgot another one. For example, one person I heard that teaching, they say, Tawaja Jochi, and could Tawaja Mambuka Lagamin, and you Tawaja, she wants some and George Jeter, and George, she wants some Tawaja Jet on the Kanga, Tini Lamagochi, Tawalana, Chudabala Tawa, Kumparo. Joa, Tawalana, Chudabala, Joalana, Tash, and a Chuchi and Tenjet Tawa, what the no, the Shijagas to know.
So just like somebody, some teacher said, like for example, when you are taught about the leisures and endowments, so what do you remember leisures and endowments? Then when they teach in details, they teach about the 8 leisures. So your 8 leisures. The leisure means to have the time, to have the freedom, to do the practice, and also to have the time or the freedom to do the practice. And then endowments. So then when we talk about endowments in details, and then we talk about 10 endowments, right? The 5 personal and the 5 circumstantial endowments and so forth. And so this Lama said, if when I teach you about the 8 leisures, and then you forget about the 10 endowments. When I teach about the 10 endowments, then you forget the 8 leisures. So he said, there's no point going into all those details. So you just have to understand the essence of these leisures and endowments. So leisure means like having the freedom to do the practice, and the endowment means having the conditions to do the practice.
Okay? Like that, okay?
Favorable conditions to do the practice.
We taught you how much is the conclusion more. Okay.
Make it short.
Make it more short, okay? Now we go to this book, okay? Otherwise, Mori, she's looking for me. Oh, he's planning to maybe not going to book. I'm joking. Oh, like today again, he's kept the book. Okay. Today, I think we have the verse 62. Correct? 62? Yeah. Watch 다들 가서 간다. 결혼하셔라 비밀 냠내주. 님바셔라 떠날 한데트. 보셔 또 뱅고라 저리. 나도 시민이나 말아야 다 송어랬어.
So like it says here, although my promises are many, my practical assistance is minimal. Although my fame is great, it is were examined. If it were examined, the gods and demons will put me to shame. Roar and thunder on the head of the destroyer, the false instruction, mortally striking at the heart of the butcher, the enemy ego.
what? 다들 가르나 다 가서 가르나 다 켈레만 가서 켈레만 보셔라 이러 왔어. 아니 다 내가 또 차상 나게로 들어와. 자와 라마 아니 미자 차상으로 와. 다보 켈레가 와 직 차상래. 아니 근데 야보 마서지. 야 근데 켈레만 보시는 거 아니 냠레명이들 마보가도 용도 왔어.
And so it says like, although my promises are many, my practical assistance is minimal. So we take so many vows, so many commitments, so many the initiations and so forth, right? So all these many vows and commitments that we have taken, and we have so many of them, yet we do a very minimal practice of those vows, right? We don't keep those vows purely, and so the practice that is beneficial for our mind, we do very little, but the vows that we take are very, very many.
아니 간제는 나다. 그 년발은 가려는.
Nyambachala.
네, 년발처럼 또 날란도 쳤어.
Nyambasanta tamda nyambasadra.
알레. 어디 다 소소 그 땀년다 제가 됐던데 야는 남라 증여를 봤다와야나 당시 돈데 증여 손으로 시나 랑이 손으로 됐는데 딱 그때서 가지 용도 무색 시제도 나. 가만히 누워서 가지
못 하고 태웠어요. 뭐 태웠어요. 못 태웠어요. 태웠다.
아.
하드서 못 하셔.
못 된다다.
저단 깨닫지 못해서 이거라. 소소 깨닫지 못해 그래서 배 인도 시거데 이나다 하다 데도 저 다른 것도 배못 사고 하더니 그랬어.
어디다 딱 안주 뭐지 서서 냠렘바인 삼바바인 지우지 또 봐야 되나 딱 근데 지금 상제도 상조서 말하줬다나 그 고소 못 사대 그랬다 먼저 제당하다니 어떻게 가서 그래서 다 대용 거 봐도 가르스나 다 단서 말해 봐 대원 거래 근데 다 되면 어쩌고 그러스.
And then, like it says, although my fame is great, if we were examined, the gods and demons would put me to shame. So we are known for, oh, this he's such and such and such and such and so forth, right? But if we really checked carefully, then we will not really have all those qualities that we are famous for. So therefore that will put the gods and demons in shame. And so this is all caused by the ego, and so therefore it says destroy this ego, the false construction.
어떻게 다들 전도 지부 가도 라면 당가도 지금 뭘 라만이 로마가 받쳐선들이 연구해서 봐.
So this is not only talking about you people, but it's talking about everybody. Like this happens to even the great lamas, the great lamas, the teachers, the disciples, the monks, nuns, lay practitioners, and so forth.
어떻게 단 내리 묘담은 뭐 영어 대화대 가리 수수견나 나한테 나 삼달로지 what that is.
So who caused us to have all this problem? Is the self-grasping ignorance.
뭐 근데 가디나 지금 나가 삼대도 때때 총다도 그래. 가디나 가도 그냥 제대로나 당가도 직강에 참 가도 조회마지 용대가 이해하더라고.
And so this ego that we have very strong in our mind, we should try to minimize that, because as long as we have that, then we will have these endless problems like this.
배차리는 감독 강의로 드나 야무나 알아 약보체 마서서 야무나 내 남이 야무나 내 모타 직체소 야무나 내 칸발라 직체소 야무나 내 레카지다 직소들이 나도 내니 간래고도 왔어.
So when we have problems, it always falls on I or mine, right? So always is, whenever like something problem, and then either it's oh, somebody said this to me, or somebody did this to me, or somebody did this to my car, to my possession, to my house, or to my friend, and so forth. So it always falls on these two grasping, at the ego, the I, and mine.
그리고 신주들 남자 근데 더와서지 좀 내게 현대 짱짱 치다 버렸어. 나도한테 짱짱 치다 다더니 저라 직도다 지송을 다대 가서 아마 저거다 신주로 같이 요서 통화전에 봐시죠.
통화전에 봐시죠. 좀더 연애 여도로 나신 주는 거죠.
진짜 알아. 너무 좋아.
네.
얼마나 좋아 나야다. 견도 연대사들 좀 내게 현대 짱짱 섬들. 나도한테 짱짱 섬들 다 간에도 아니 바로 쳐놓고 간에도 다다 송원 왔어.
So just like it is said in the Guru Puja text, that the Buddha have always thought about others, and therefore he achieved enlightenment. And the childish, childish is referring to the sentient beings in the samsara, always thinking about oneself. So therefore, still remained in the samsara. So these two different kind of people, with different thought, look at the difference of these two. So one has achieved enlightenment, one is still wandering cycle existing.
Okay? 이제 당가도 작은 작구만한 것만 또대 나 삼대들 총당도 그래서.
So this is the ego, thinking of I all the time, is the enemy of all the enemies and the thief of all the thieves.
어디 당가도 줄로가 주시랬습니다. 투자 추라 또게 발업치 루자 줄라 뭐또 그또또 보제 또 변거라 침대제 다도 시민이라 말아야스.
And then the verse 63, where it says, although my learning is scant, my penchant for was it empty? Yeah. Empty verbiage is great. So empty verbiage is great. My penchant for empty verbiage is great. What does that mean?
Say too many things.
Just
Huh?
talk.
It's like pontificate.
Yeah, just keep talking about everything.
Seems me?
No.
Seems me?
No. It's kind of like, I'm so great and I know everything, and you just keep talking. Yeah.
Know it all.
You know it all. Yeah, keep talking.
I think I have to stop talking. 다들 요구스러워. 투자 출라스 아니 똥게 발업체스 다 소소라 지다 너네 출어 오시고 가라 오늘 지나 룬다 리페가 봐 아니 또 룬다 리페가 점네 아니 코나 룬다 다 대잘 봐 주시고 해 말해 들어와 ina kola tujadang ane lujadri yo mares ina ta kesha ka ngodo jangjang shene ta mingogo jangjang tang shegre suwa.
So it says like, although my learning is scant, my penchant for empty verbiage is great. Although the extent of my religious instruction is slight, I pretend to understand everything. Roar and thunder on the head of the destroyer, false instruction. Mortally strike at the heart of the butcher, the enemy ego. So normally, when we teach, Dharma, especially when you teach Dharma, then you have to teach based on the quotations, from the scriptures. Based on the quotations, from the scriptures. So you have to quote the scripture, and then you explain, the meaning, of that, and then you use, all the examples, the stories, and so forth, from the scripture to explain that, So then you really have the understanding and you have the knowledge, Otherwise, if you don't have that, and you just, keep on talking all these things without based on the scriptures and so forth, then that doesn't, help much. That doesn't become very beneficial. So it is very important. So that's what he's saying. Like, but if you haven't studied all those things, then you will not be able to teach according to that. So that's why he's saying, although my learning is scant, my penchant for empty verbiage is great. And so this is referring to me. So in the commentary it says that somebody who doesn't have much knowledge and doesn't have experience. So doesn't have a knowledge through study and doesn't have experience through practice. So someone like that. And so so that kind of person, when they are asked question about the teachings, then they will pretend to understand everything, and then they will speak skillfully of something else, not really of the teaching, but something else, and then try to escape like that.
고라도 수수 세문책 거래 수수 셈하고 그래서 대제와나 산제와래 마도 저와 텔레지들이 너무 못 보셔와나 산제와라 계신다고 그래서 텔레지네 가지 땅 고가 그래서.
So if you ask, if you are asked the question about the Dharma, and then the person will very skillfully say, you shouldn't have too many thoughts. That's a distraction. That is the obstruction. That's the obstacle for your mind, and so you should not have too many thoughts, and instead you should meditate on an inner fire. And then when you have identified your mind, then you have achieved enlightenment. So if you have too many thoughts and ask many questions, then you will have too many superstitions in your mind, and that will obstruct you from achieving enlightenment. So you should not ask many questions. So someone like that, because they have not studied the scripture, they will not be able to answer according to the teachings, and so we'll just talk about different things and tell senseless stories and then waste time like that. And so that's why Lama Tsongkhapa said first it is very important to study extensively, and then whatever you have studied, in the middle, you should, appear. All this, should appear to you as an instruction.
what in the that didn't catch go tang is on that didn't go the watch in a chick that is a patch on that take catching ordina they are Dharmarakshita journeys.
So at the end, you put everything into practice, and all those you dedicate, for the increasing of the Dharma. And so that's what Lama Tsongkhapa said. But instead, you don't study and you don't have the knowledge. So when people ask questions, then you just tell different stories and so forth. And this is also again caused by the ego, the self-grasping ignorance.
Then drum loss of a shim that young Goko was about it, and then around that Jenica Puanjung Dharmarakshita journeys.
And so you deceive other people by telling stories and so forth. Is caused by the self-grasping ignorance.
Okay, now I'm not telling any stories. Like that, this is happened. One time the one Tibetan monk, he's very, I think, senior monk. And Geshe Tenley, he told me that story. And he's Geshe Tenley's some friend. Usually the Tibetan, society, what teachers they teach, then students doesn't ask questions. They are some tradition. The monks' tradition, they ask questions, teachers. But the lay people, they never ask questions. Then that's our tradition. Then, our Western here, they like to ask questions, right? You guys more intelligent, more study. He say, why like questions? Then one teacher, he come to West. Then he tried to teach. He's not a very learner. He doesn't study. Then he have not much teach. Then he have to finish. He have to 2 hours every. When it's the schedule have to finish. He have to do something. Then first he had to do a little bit introduction Buddhism. Then he said, okay, now we recite Oman Pemo. Just 2 hours completely finish it. He said Oman Pemo. Then he said, no question answered, no time. Like that is happening. Then he come back. He said, I'm never going back to the Western country. Too complicated. They have too many questions. They were like, Then the teacher, here they say, if you are not learning, then people give them cautions. Then you told very nice things to say, oh, you don't need this caution answers. They make you more superstitions. Therefore, just symbols like that. There's things. That tell you what the kanji, they don't go to the military on the body.
So again, also it is the self-grasping ignorance that is causing us, to do like that, and therefore again, you should strive, to abandon the self-grasping ignorance.
Okay, I'm not saying. Okay, like that. Then any questions? I think we stop here. And tomorrow we have to get up 4:30. It's a little early. Any questions? Yes.
I have a question.
Okay.
We want to try to, you mentioned that it's possible for someone to reach calm abiding in 6 months. Well, how would that progression look, like as far as meditating, let's say the first day at 3 minutes, 5 minutes, what have you? Where would you want to be, like after a month, be it like an hour, or how would that work?
Yeah, longer. There will be not the same as us, every day 2 hours practice, something like that. Like 24 hours. Almost 24 hours a day meditation. So, yeah, like retreat.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, not like for us, go to work, come back home, cook food. Buddhism, the man really, 가르잖아. something is working the same 답보자니 자꾸 이거도 심한 매와 대장장 된데 그런 참 내가 그거 데려왔어. 아주 내가 제가 와서 되세면 와.
So if we try to do it, in between the work, it'll be impossible.
Oh, I see.
Because when you say 6 months, it's like you dedicate completely on that.
Oh, I understand.
Completely dedicated to that purpose only. And then you set up a session, like a day, like maybe 4 sessions, 5 sessions, 6 sessions, like that. And then each session you meditate for like an hour or 2. And then you meditate. Of course, you make it short, but in one session you can meditate many times. It's not like in one session you have to keep on meditating in one meditation. It's not like that. You can meditate for many times. You meditate and then you bring back your mind and then meditate again and bring back. So do that for like 2 hours. Keep on just continue to do for that for 2 hours, and then take a little break, and then after that come back again and then do hours like that. So the whole day you have to keep on doing like that. And so if you do like that, and then after some time, then maybe like a month or 2, then you'll be able to bring your mind to the object much easier because you're used to that. And then like that, if you go on, then in the 6 months or 7, 8 months, then you'll be able to achieve calm abiding completely. Otherwise, like if you keep on going on a walk and doing part-time and the meditation, years.
Yeah. Thank you.
가르는 나도 자로 그거나 자 그러지도 몇 마세 야 자마 트라ns나 야야 그건 그도로스 나도 지금 검도지 어디서 야 실롱도 레까지 다르듯이 샘바가 야 tuk이야 지금 검잖아 되는지 하대요.
So it's like if you boil the water on a stove, so if it takes 10 minutes to boil, then you put it on the stove for 2 minutes, and then turn off the stove, and then do something else, right? And then put it back again on the stove for 2 minutes, and then so it will never boil. It will never come to boiling.
그래서 나도 검도 직접 지 어디서 야 실롱도 단대물이 나가 뭐지 그만 그냥 제대로.
So that's what happened to us. So we try to meditate, but then we have to do other things in between. And then when we come back to do, then the earlier meditation that we were on is kind of gone. So now again we're starting again, fresh, and then trying to bring our mind, to the object again, and then we go out and do something else. And then when you come back and try to do that, so it never really comes, to sit on an object all the time.
아니 되게 나죠 봐도 남지 차 때문에 뭐냐 나죠라 잡아 가서 뒤서라 거대 방으로 아니 가지고 아니 세지 테레바 칼라도 거기 칼라도 mambo사나야 너도 니 그거들이 칼라도 세지 테레바 따다서 되는 mambo를 들어와 나주시가 이래 가로 나주시가 이래 같이가 간지 나주비가 냠내지가 다 너도 이때 거들에서 세지 테레바 내지 차 때문에 뭐냐 나죠라 잡아서.
So you also, you do the meditations. You have to spend all your time just trying to do the meditation. Like I said, you can divide into many sessions, and then in each session you can, keep on trying to do as many times as it takes. But just keep on trying for that whole session, like that. So, and then also, you have to do many sessions. So in 24 hours, of course, in the daytime you don't sleep at all. You keep on doing. Even in the nighttime. It says, the night you divide into 3. The first part of the night and the last part of the night you don't sleep. You only sleep in the middle part of the night. So only that time you sleep. And the other time you keep on practicing all the time like that. And then also, of course, you have to eat in moderation. If you eat too much, you feel lazy, too full, and then you might fall asleep. If you eat too little, you might feel hungry, and then again, you'll not be able to do the practice. So you have to eat, in balance or in moderation. All these things you have to keep in mind. So all these things you have to do that. With all these things like that, if you do it for 6 months, then maybe possible to achieve calm abiding.
But I will give up tomorrow. Everything goes retreat. No, don't go. Okay. I believe we are not good, but we are not the level. But we do every day, little bit, step by step. I always say, don't stop. Don't do too much. Okay? You stop, special Westerns do very, very hurry. Then 2 days stop. Then again start. 2 days stop. Not like that. Just continue slowly. Same as the Robert and the Toro. They're going to run there. The Toro said, just go slowly. Robert said, I'm going to then he lost. Therefore, just slowly, Don't stop every day, keep little bit. Okay? Okay, like that. Thank you.
Thank you.
We stop here.
The Buddha didn't teach for 49 days after enlightenment. And if I recall, prayers for the dead are 49 days. Is that just a coincidence?
No.
No?
그럼 주님 먹어서 당한도 샵시에 그 되어죠. I don't think so.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Thanksgiving mandala offering on page 39. Is that right? Yeah, okay. Sashi poki chukshing me tog tramri rabling ji ni de gen padi sangye jing du mikte oar gidro kunamdag jing la cho parshuk jetsun lame kutse rabten ching nam kartrin le chok chur ye padang lob zang ten pe dron me sa sum gidro e mun sel ta tu ne gyur chig idam guru ratna mandala kam niryatayami. From my two collections, vast as space, that I have amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds' wisdom Maya is blinded by ignorance. Even if I do not reach this state, may I be held in your loving compassion for all my life's Manjushri. May I find the best of completed graded paths of the teachings. May I please all the Buddhas by practicing, using skillful means drawn by the strong force of compassion. May I clear the darkness from the minds of all beings with the points of the paths that I have discerned them. May I uphold Buddha's teachings for a very long time. With my heart going out with great compassion, whatever direction the most precious teachings have not yet spread, once have spread, have declined. May I reveal this treasure of happiness and aid. May the mind of those who wish for liberation be grounded in peace, and the Buddha's deeds be nourished for a long time. By even this graded course to enlightenment completed, due to the wondrous virtuous conduct of the Buddhas and their children, may all human and non-human beings who eliminate adversity and make things conducive for practicing the excellent paths, never be parted in any of their lives from the purest path praised by the Buddhas. Whenever someone makes an effort to act in accordance with the tenfold Mahayana virtuous practices, may they always be assisted by the mighty ones, and may oceans of prosperity spread everywhere. In that snow mountain encircled land, source of every benefit and joy, may Lord Tenzin Gyatso Chenrezig remain in life till samsaras. And page 49. You who uphold the subduer's moral way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manjunath's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplishes magnificent prayers, honoring the three jewels, Savior of myself and others, your disciples, please, please live long. And page 57, prayers of dedication. Through this virtue may I swiftly, having gained Guru Buddha state, place each and every sentient being without exception in that state. Precious supreme Bodhi mind, may it where unborn arise, and where born never decline, but increase forevermore. And I don't know the page where Migsima is. 75, okay, 75 it is. Okay, thank you. Mig made say where ter chen chen raisig remake yen pei wang po jam pel yang gan chen ge pei tsu yen tong kappa lo zang drug pei jabla so wade. Thank you, Geshe.
Thanks very much, Geshe. I think what you saved in time, I'm going to use in time. I put 17,000 announcements. Tomorrow, as Geshe mentioned, is Wheel Turning Day. We'll be gathering here at 4:30 for precepts. And then we won't have discussion group at 6 p.m., but we will be gathering here for a recitation of the Diamond Cutter Sutra, and then a special offering prayer or dedication prayer at the end of that. That will be followed by a meditation led by Matthew on the Four Noble Truths. And also note that it is International Sangha Day. We chose to not do any activities since we had the Sagadawa celebration, the interfaith celebration. But you will see Lama Yeshe archive if you go to FPMT. Any contribution that you can make to FPMT Sangha will be greatly appreciated. Let's see, the next thing is, big one is the Abbot of Serajay, Ken Rinpoche Geshe Lozang Delek. He'll be visiting us. It's wonderful. He'll be here from the 8th of August through the 11th. There are some monks arriving earlier on the 7th. He will be giving a White Tara initiation on Saturday the 9th at 10 o'clock in the morning. And then Sunday at 10 o'clock in the morning, he'll do a Medicine Buddha Janang. And note that it's also Medicine Buddha Puja Day. So we still need to figure out the details and the timing of all the events. but keep your Sunday open. And then on Monday night, you'll have a teaching on how to do daily practice. That's correct, right, Geshe? Yep. Oh wait, there is long life initiation. Okay. Then this coming Sunday, Geshe is at Milarepa is fortunate to have Geshe lead the family camp there. And now we're unfortunate enough not to have Geshe here to teach. And unfortunately, my usual suspect, Nick, is also traveling. He's in Montreal. And so Sean and I are figuring out the details. There will be a class on Sunday. We'll let folks know what we will be doing during that time. This coming Monday is Tara Puja. That's on the 4th. And then the last thing is, just His Holiness's tickets. We have pre-sales available until 7th? No. Until tomorrow. No, I think Sunday. Yeah. So on the 1st we can still go. Basically, it's not special price, but you have first dibs on good tickets. And the special code is friend of tab, just squished together as one word and all capitals. And that's it. And last thing. Oh, you need to have? No, mine worked without the dot. Oh, I might have had the dot in by accident. I've been known to not quite watch what I do. Then the last thing is we will really, really greatly appreciate any volunteers for the time when the monks are here and the abbot. We will need multiple grocery runs. There are basic things. That's the other thing. This coming Saturday, we need to give this place a hugely humongous cleaning. So on Saturday, we'll be gathering here. Anyone, any amount of time, please come. There'll be a lot of work for us to do. Also yard work, getting flowers in the flower pots, getting everything spruced up. So after class, if you want to do help, well, you can always just email me, spc@kurukulla.org, or talk to Doug. So after class, just stop us and say, and in anything, even if you say, I'm willing to run to the grocery store just once, anything will be greatly appreciated. I think I'm done now.